Bring in more revenue while saving money and differentiate yourself from the rest of the pack vying to win those guests by becoming more environmentally friendly. We will show you how easy it is and how cheap it can be, if not free, and share all the opportunities available. So join us each week as we take another step along the green path. That's one more step to differentiate yourself from the rest of the pack. Proudly sponsored by the Book Direct Show, a green vacation rental conference. Learn more at bookdirect.show. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Green Path podcast. Today, my special guest is Donna Okell from UK for Good, and she will explain to us their 4 Ps, those being purpose, people, planet, and prosperity. Hello, Donna, how are you?
Hello, Deborah. Very well indeed. Thank you. Good to be here.
And thank you very much for joining me. Donna, can we start with how you got involved in all of this? Where did your journey start and what was your first step on the green path?
It's a really interesting question. So I've been in business for over 35 years now. I'm old. And always based in the UK, based in Cheshire. And having done a number of roles, I've worked for the family business, worked for Coutts, the Queen's Bank, and then latterly I set up a charity back in 2013 to match the skills available within the business community with the skills needed in the charity sector. And for about the last 10 years of my career, long career, it struck me that big businesses were really promoting their CSR, their corporate social responsibility, and obviously having a really positive impact in the way they attracted clients, customers, employees, and investors. So CSR became a really big thing. I don't know if you remember Marks and Spencer's Plan A back in the day, it's big stuff. But what struck me, Deborah, is that C stands for corporate. Now, there are 5.5 million businesses or so in the UK. 99.8 of them aren't corporates. So I just thought, who's helping those businesses better understand and improve their impact on their people, on their communities, and on the planet? I came across B Corp, and B Corps are businesses that meet high social and environmental performance standards. They're verified, they're audited, they're accountable, and they're transparent. And to become a B Corp, you have to complete a rigorous online assessment, looking at your impact on all of the areas that I've just explained. So this is it. This is the way I can help businesses better understand and improve their impact. And so UK for Good was born with the sole intention of creating a cleaner, greener, fairer future, wherever you are on the spectrum of I have no idea where to turn. Now, you know, you're a small business or an SME business, and you really are stuck in the middle. So top down, you've got the climate emergency, you've got the Great Resignation, you've got ESG, you've got legislation, taxation, regulation, and bottom up, you've got people, and particularly young people, who they want to work for, buy from, and invest in businesses they can trust. And that means they want to work with, buy from, and invest in businesses who clearly demonstrate with integrity how they are looking after their people and how they are impacting on the planet. So our goal is to do simply that, to inspire, inform, and enable individuals, businesses, networks to better understand and improve their impact. And the way that we do that is by inviting expert speakers, often from the B Corp community, to come and talk to our members online about specific issues, and they may be environmental, or they may be around attracting clients and what issues are important to clients. And they may be about policies and processes and procedures. And we then break out into breakout rooms. Okay, we've learned all of this fantastic stuff. What does that mean for me and my business? And work out how to actually implement some of those creative, innovative ideas. When it comes to individual choices, so if you're a tiny business, if you've got, just you or 1 or 2 employees, you know, the 5 Fs are a great place to start, I always think. And they're flying, fuel, food, fast fashion, and finance. You know, as someone said, okay, Donna, what can I do today? Just think about the way you travel. Clearly that has a huge impact on the environment. Think about what you buy. Now, F for fast fashion and S for other stuff. Deborah, it's about the consequences of choices. So it's always a choice. I can buy a product that's going to shape a better future for my children, or a product actually that will make a worse future, i.e. it has much greater carbon impact.
Yeah.
So when you buy stuff, whether it's fast fashion or whether it's cleaning products, you know, if you're running a holiday let, for example, buy products that aren't in plastic, that have a positive environmental impact. And there's plenty of them out there now, which is great news. When it comes to food, you know, the number one thing is don't waste food. Eat less meat. These things are really, really simple to implement, but, you know, as you say, can have a big impact. Small steps, lots of them, you know, and if we all did that, imagine the positive change that we can make. And finance finance and IT, I usually find when I'm working with businesses, are the areas that are least understood by most people. So choosing where you invest your money has a huge impact on the planet, and understanding where your money is going. So if you're investing in a pension, for example, and that's going directly to some fossil fuel companies, that's a big problem. So we can make some significant impact by understanding and improving our choices when it comes to spending money, whether it's investing money or spending money. So there's loads of things we can do, but it all starts with understanding. You know, before you improve, I'll recommend a book to you and to any of your listeners, which is kind of one of my Bibles, called How Bad Are Bananas? And it's a really fab book written by Berners-Lee. And a child would find it interesting, or an adult or a business, anybody. And it will give you the carbon impact of anything. It's super interesting and fun.
So that's quite amazing. What an introduction to this episode, because, you know, in the vacation rental world, we're mainly thinking of single-use plastic and the aircon monitoring, so it's not on, save energy this way. But what you've just done is opened up that laser focus to all the things that we can do. It doesn't have to be necessarily about your holiday rental. This is something that you as an individual can already start to do outside of your business, just as an individual. So just going back then to UK for Good. So it's a membership for individuals and businesses?
Individuals in business and businesses. So we keep things very simple. I often find it's the best way. So we have a membership community, which is a great place to come and to learn and to connect with other forward-thinking businesses. And to implement some positive change. And then we run a number of programs for businesses. A Stepping Stones program, which, you know, you're experiencing this top-down, bottom-up pressure. Where do you start? So understanding the business case for change. What do all of those acronyms mean? What are the Sustainable Development Goals? What do they mean for me? What are policy changes? Where do I start? And then looking at your governance and the way you impact your workers and your employees and your communities and your supply chain and all of that good stuff, but really simple, an hour a week online to give you an action plan for positive change. We then help businesses that want to go that stage further and become B Corp. Now, B Corp, it's intentionally difficult, but it's very doable. So again, an online program, and we take you from zero to ready to submit your B Corp assessment with all the evidence that you will need to do that. And we also provide some one-to-one B leader support. So a B leader, and there are very few of them in the UK, but a B leader is someone who's been through a program with B Lab, B Corp, so that we can work with businesses who need that support.
Now, I have heard of B Corp. I haven't actually Googled them to see exactly who are they, but I have heard of them. what are they? What do they do? And I know you said the bar is very high, but what's the result? Is it like carbon neutral? Because I have heard of people being carbon neutral. What is the result of working through the B Corp or being certified by B Corp?
It is really quite incredible. So the one thing I find, so the B Corp certification journey is a journey, and it can be, 3-6 months. That's really unlikely. It is a much longer journey, and it's an improvement journey. So it's about understanding and improving your impact. And it looks at 5 sections of your business. So it's very holistic. It's the only global certification that looks at your governance, your employees, your customers, your communities, and the environment. And you're asked a number of questions, and the number of questions, the depth and breadth of those questions depend on the size and sector of your business. So, for example, a huge international company producing food will be asked significantly more questions than you as a holiday let owner, for example. And what it will do is walk you through those sections of your business and really highlight what you can do in the workers section, for example, to improve the health and well-being and emotional well-being and financial security of the people that you employ or you want to employ. The same with the environment. So it'll look at your carbon footprint. It will look at the way that you handle waste. It'll look at the way that you impact water, air, climate. So it's detailed, but it's very doable. We've done it. I've done it. And I work with loads of small businesses and some very big businesses, but loads of SMEs that say, we are learning so much from this. So you have to score a minimum of 80 points. There are lots of ways that you can be supported, and UK for Good is one of them. But it's free to take. You can take it on your own. You can go and have a look at B Corporation. You'll see the assessment there. It's really interesting to have a look at. And when you do receive the certification, if you get beyond your 80 points, data says that you outperform an average SME, you grow faster, you attract people better, because people want to work for businesses they can trust. And B Corp certification is a way of demonstrating that. So there are about just over 5,000 B Corps across the world. Names like Danone and Body Shop, global names that you might know and recognise. In the UK, there are just over 800. Some of my favourite B Corps are Tony's Chocolonely. You might have heard of them. Fantastic chocolate. Innocent Drinks, Ella's Kitchen, Triodos Bank, Coots Bank. There are loads, and actually 90% of those are SMEs. So it's very much for smaller businesses as well. And a lot of people don't think that it is, because they associate with big businesses. But it's whether you choose to become certified or not, the framework, the assessment tool is invaluable. And that's the feedback I get every day. We are learning so much about the good stuff we're doing already, but how much better we could be. And that's exciting.
And given that it's free, then why not go in and explore how the assessment works and how it does? What are you doing already, and what can you be doing? And
Exactly.
I love the fact that we all find it a bit of a daunting task to start the journey along the path, but there is so much support out there. So even with UK for Good, to get on board and to learn, and then to have the support there. Just can you give us an example, like one of the steps, one of the classes or whatever that you would do? Could you give us an example of what that might be?
Well, let's have a think about membership first, because that's kind of the very, very start. So somebody like you think, whoa, there's so much, where do I start? So generally we meet once a month online, and we'll have an expert speaker. This month, July, it was the fabulous Ella's Kitchen. If you watch one video that tells you about B Corp, watch Ella's Kitchen video. It's 1.5 minutes, I think. It's fabulous. And Chris from Ella's Kitchen will come and talk to us about their B Corp journey and the difference it's made to them and the challenges. So that's around giving our members some food for thought, a
Mm-hmm.
deeper understanding to the actual process, and really importantly, how it's impacting positively their workforce, their communities. And so it's a way of being inspired, informed and enabled. And then we split into breakout groups and say, okay, so when Ella's Kitchen perhaps looked at ways they could reduce waste, I never realized you could do A, B, or C. We could do that in our business. What are you doing in your business? So it encourages those kind of innovative, forward-thinking, easy to implement ideas. So that's, it's a really cost-effective way of A, learning, but B, connecting with like-minded businesses. And what we do see lots more of actually is like-minded businesses, but actually we need somebody to design our website, for example. Oh, and we need someone because we need to buy some environmentally friendly products in our holiday rental, whatever, and we think the same and we have the same values, so let's do business together. And that's the kind of way it works. Our program, so Stepping Stones program, is online, and it is just to do exactly what we've discussed. What's the business case for change? Donna, tell us what ESG means, what the pressures from the climate emergency are, and how do we prioritize what we can do as a business. So it's to help you really generally as a small or SME business owner to cut through the noise, to have a clear action plan, whether it's on policies or on employees or customers, or how do you understand your supply chain better? Because unless you're buying from people in your supply chain, organizations in your supply chain that have integrity, you can be as ethical as you like. But it's really important to understand your supply chain so that it supports your own values and aims and ambitions. So we take you through, so you've got a clear action plan that's achievable, won't overwhelm you, and then you can go on to do the B Corp Accelerator. You think, this is fab, we're on it now, we know where we're going, we just need a bit of help with this. So it's just a kind of cost-effective and time-effective way of making progress.
Look, at the round table where this podcast was actually born, the problem was awareness. So doing something like this, you don't have to actually do anything, but just to listen to what other people are doing. Already that starts the ball rolling towards maybe taking that first step. And listening to what other people are doing and knowing that I can do that actually, and then incorporating that. So I think the awareness and the education and the support is so vital to get someone going. I think that's great. And this is the purpose of this podcast, to share the word about what people are doing and how you can get on board and to start the conversation. Because even I haven't heard so much about it. So this is great. Oh,
I'm really pleased, Deborah. And, talked about the 5 Fs and the 4 Ps, but the one thing, the most powerful thing you can do, and it's free, it's use this. Use your voice to inspire, inform, and enable others. So if you tell one person about B Corp today, or about ways, really simple ways you can improve your environmental impact, that's hugely powerful. And they tell another person, and before you've got this fantastic ripple of, we can do this, because, certainly in the UK, the public, and I think that number is extrapolated globally, the public trust businesses to get us out of the mess that we're in. And, we are in a mess, both in terms of socially and environmentally, we are in a mess. And people have lost trust in our leaders at government level. And it's kind of, that doesn't come to any surprise to a lot of people. But businesses can move the needle. You can go away tomorrow and do something that will improve the future for other people. So, use this.
And as you said, there is a knock-on effect. You start on the journey and you do start to reap the rewards, the social rewards, and even in holiday rentals, in my industry, in our industry, there's a big niche of guests looking for eco-friendly properties. So, that's what we're focusing on. But you're right, it's a much, much bigger picture. And starting on the journey with UK for Good and looking into B Corp, great ways to start.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's lovely. Well, I'm going to start winding up the interview here, but was there anything else that you'd like to mention before we go?
I'd really like to thank you for inviting me on, and I think it is, keep up the great work. I think your sector, and we're doing quite a bit of work in the sector, because as you rightly say, the number is actually 83% of millennials choose a product or service or employer based on their values. So, you know, if that's a big number, and millennials are our next leaders, they are the biggest market when it comes to customers, that we can all adapt our products and services to meet that growing need of not just our customers, but of the world. You know, we want to leave behind a world that was better than the one that we found, or we entered. And, you know, we're nowhere near doing that at the moment. So thank you. And yeah, keep up the great work. Please spread the word. And it's a sector that has huge influence. So look forward to seeing it grow.
Look, it's my pleasure. But I also started on this journey not knowing anything, and to know that there are organizations out there that can take you by the hand along each step and support you, then you have no excuse. So this is what I wanted this podcast to open up the eyes to people, to know that there are, even I know now, that there are organizations that can help you along. You don't have to do it on your own. So Absolutely. This is great. And I will share all the links of the things that we've mentioned in this discussion in the comments below. If you have any questions for Donna or for UK for Good, please pop them in the comments below. And thank you very much, Donna. Thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome. Thanks a million. Good to meet you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.